The topic for discussion today is cybercrime and security consciousness.
Do you know that there are more smartphones in the homes than toothbrushes? No bank would ever ask you to do anything online via phone. Man in the middle attack. You are doing a bank transaction and somebody is there in the middle watching you. Some people can hold a whole nation at ransom. Your network can be hacked even through your smart TV, because your smart TV is on the internet. And for anybody to hack you, they need three things. They need to know who you are, what you know, and what you have.
Welcome back. We're still discussing cybercrime and security consciousness. Highlight some types of security threats or concerns that we need to take into consideration.
There are so many. I've mentioned some, but I'm just going to elaborate more that we need to just pay attention to, which they are actually cybersecurity threats, but a lot of us don't know that they are actually cybersecurity threats. And we don't even know that they are criminal offenses that are backed by law, such as the Cybersecurity Act, the Nigerian Cybersecurity Act, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a threat, is a cyber threat that is actually very prevalent right now. You're just trying to just bully someone on the internet or within the social media space. Is actually a cybersecurity threat right now that is very prevalent. And if I tell you, it's almost like you've watched what is happening. You see petitions being written every day. You just hear the DSS has arrested someone for cyberbullying. So cyberbullying is a key cybersecurity threat right now. Cyber stalking is also a big threat. You're stalking me. You know, we have normal stalking.
Yes.
And you're just stalking me, just trying to threaten me online is a cyber crime. And we also have this illegal recruitment that is going on right now. So that's more reason why.
Recruitment to where?
Yeah, recruitment, job recruitment. It's very prevalent online right now. It's actually, okay, so, and I'm going to tell you, that's why we need to just be very, very conscious. Social engineering. Social engineering is one of the key cybersecurity threats that is prevalent right now, where people will lure you to get information, personal information from you that they would use against you. For example, people ask for your card details. They call you and ask for, just tell you they are from a particular bank, or whatever, and ask for some details that you have an issue with your account. Those are social engineering. And ultimately, the goal is...
Maybe ask for your BVN number.
They ask for, exactly. So it's common. They ask for your BVN, they ask for your NIN and so many things. They just need to just permutate, add all those elements together to carry out an illegal or a criminal act on you. So we also have these ones that we call the dark web world, where right now people are using the social media or using the internet web space to carry out a lot of trafficking, a lot of child trafficking, a lot of drug usage is going on in the dark web, So these are things that are quite prevalent right now. And because we're speaking to youths, I'm just trying not to go into the area of business. When it gets to business, banks, and organizations, massively is happening. Those ones are basically hit by malware, ransomware, phishing, denial of service. But at our level of day-to-day, and I'm also going to say some things. For example, I have kids who use phones. Their phones are actually, I track their phones. I track my children's phone. I lock it down. I see what they do. I see what they view. Because I make sure I link all their phones to something we call Family Link. So I know what they do online. So in other words, we're saying, because they could be cyberbullied.
Exactly. So
I make sure some apps don't run on their phone. As much as they want to download is locked, I'll get the notification that your so person, my daughter want to download this. Do I approve? I say, I do not approve. And if I don't approve, it's not going to run on their device. So because the cyber world is both good, is both bad. It's just like your knife. It depends on what you use it for.
Exactly.
I can use it to cook, to cut meat, and I can also use it to stab person and kill the person. So there's nothing wrong about it. It's about who is using it.
Exactly.
So
and the motive.
And the motive. And the motive.
Yeah.
So basically, we need to just know what this is all about first. Know what the threats are. Because until you know the threats, you don't know how to protect yourself. and you don't even know how to protect maybe your brother, your sister, your child, or so on and so forth. For me, for example, I work in an organization where we see a lot of things, but the most important thing is you need to have that consciousness that it's not about you, that there are people watching you.
Yeah.
That there are people just watching you and they want to just take advantage of you. And you need to do everything possible to just take 2 steps ahead. For example, if I want to log in on my email, I've so much done it. I've done something we call 2-factor authentication. I've even gone ahead to do 3-factor authentication. That means it will send a code to me on my phone. That means without the code on my phone, I can't even log into my email. So in other words, if peradventure you try to hack my email, you try to guess my password. You know, we have a lot of tools to get people's password. Yes, yeah, we have a lot of tools out there to get your password. I can crack your password, and they are available online, free. So that's why for those of us that go to cyber cafe, you just log in on those systems. Forget, they just crack your password, and they will. And so we'll advise people that always change your password at least every month. Every month, change your password.
Please check it down. That's important.
Always change your password every month. And when you're changing your password, always make sure you use complex password. Make sure you use strong password. Don't use your date of birth. I can guess, if I discuss it with her now, I can likely guess what your password will be. If I know your date of birth, if I know the date of birth of your first son, I know women love their son very well, especially if it's the first son. I can just guess that there's a possibility that I might just use our son's birthday, our age, I'll permutate it, and I'll start guessing everything. It's called password guessing. I'll be guessing. And it will be giving me an idea of something very close to that. And it might take me like a month. So within that month while I'm still guessing, quickly change your password. So that means I'm starting all over again. So that is why in organization, they've made it a matter of security policies that password must be changed every month. And it must be complex. Complex means it must have something like all those character, like arts, ash, and so on and so forth. And must be very, very long. So we just advise people to just not just know about what they're going to use, but they should also know how to protect themselves.
Okay, but very briefly now, how now do we tackle cybercrime and security challenges in our country? Let's deal with our country first.
Okay, so in our country, in our country, these things are quite. The first thing is what Vivid View is doing today.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's basically. If we have more of these, people are aware.
Yes.
People know this is the first step, which is
yeah.
creating awareness, public awareness, advocacy. This is a form of advocacy that Vivid View is really carrying out. Is an advocacy on cybercrime prevention. Then government needs to also take responsibility. There's a role for government. There's a role of government too. Government has to play their role, and organizations also need to play their role in ensuring cybersecurity threats or crime are reduced. And I'm going to give you a very private example of a bank that I know. I don't know if they're still doing it. So what they do, they've taken a step ahead. And I would want to do business with such bank. I want to do a business with a bank or a financial organization that takes my security very serious, because my money is my asset with them. So my asset needs to be protected. So what they've done basically is, as you're downloading their app, what they basically do is you also download something that's is an endpoint security solution software. Is an agent. That thing is an agent that runs on your phone. So in other words, whenever you're doing your transaction and there is likelihood or a possibility of a man-in-the-middle attack, you understand what man-in-the-middle attack is right now?
Yes.
So there's a possibility that there's going to be a man-in-the-middle attack. That agent is a software that runs on your phone, basically freezes it. It do not allow that transaction to commute. Commit means it will not go through. So I want to do a business with such organization, such bank. I don't know if they're still doing it. That thing is pretty expensive, because in the course of my company doing project with them, they bought the solution. They got those solutions from us. And back then, a lot of people were just using them because they feel my money is safe with this organization. So what I was saying is...
What do you also think that sometimes, like banks have what they call account officers? Sometimes if you want to make any withdrawal, especially depends on the amount, they will call you for confirmation. What do you also think about that?
Okay, so that's one
It's another way of preventing.
That's one way of preventing. But you know, we are in a fast-paced world where everything needs to happen fast.
Yeah.
And you don't have time to call any account officer.
No, it's even an account that will call you to confirm that
I know.
such exactly.
So they will call, but we are in a world of AI where I can clone your voice.
Okay.
And the other part to it is someone might just be at gunpoint. You can be at gunpoint. I'll just, yes, I'm the one, authorized. And you authorize it. It's still you. You're actually the one that authorized. Do you understand? You're actually the one that authorized. So there are still some gaps, whether we like it or not. But I think ultimately, our country is not yet there, but we're on our way there. I also think, I've spoken about infrastructure. I've spoken about publicity. So if we have the level of awareness that we're talking about right now, then if we have security infrastructure being put in place for security, then the other one is the regulation. You know, most times some of all these cyber criminals always have their way. They know them, but most times they have their way. I think the law needs to be enforced because we have a law for cybercrime in Nigeria. I think if it's actually thoroughly enforced, I'm sure the rate of this crime will go down massively.
Yes.
But as it is, I really don't think it's quite enforced as it should be enforced, basically. So I think if we have those three elements put in place, I want to believe maybe we might not get there, but I think it might be reduced drastically.
Well, it's my desire and prayer too that we get to where we're talking about now. And this awareness we're trying to create here, please see what you can do to grab few things, especially the changing your password on a monthly basis. Very, very key. Many people are guilty of this. And then we are now giving this cybercrime, criminals chance of doing things. And I said in my opening, I said many victims have gone to their early grave. Imagine what you labor in life. Somebody just hacked the entire money. And what they want to do, they will not even spare little. They will clear the account. I want for you boys,
another thing,
or those of you practicing this, please desist from that and work hard. We'll say hard work pays. Work hard. Not that one. We're not talking of this. No. Work hard. We'll take a break now, and then we enter question and answer session. Vivid View.
Say it and do it.
My name is Precious. Sir, how do we know the difference between fake antivirus and original?
My name is Omoyeni Michael. My question is, in accessing internet, I want to know the fireworks that will enable people not to fall into intruders or hackers that want to take charge of their facility from them.
Welcome back. A lot of questions from the audience. So please, our guests provide the answers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me answer the first question. How do you know an authentic or a fake antivirus? These things are quite so simple. And it's all about how free it is. Any antivirus that is free, that doesn't allow you to pay for it, obviously it's going to be a fake, because so much effort has been put into the writing the codes for that antivirus. So if it is free, most times it's actually something that would ultimately be used to steal your data. So a fake antivirus basically is something that you will not pay for. It's something you will not pay for. If it is free, and I tell you it's absolutely free, most time it's actually fake and it's actually malicious. So we use the word malicious, is something that it has a malicious intention to steal from you. And if you go online, just go to the website, just go to Google and you'll see them of all these antivirus. There are many. I'm not going to do advert for any one of them here, but ultimately you would have to pay for it. So if you pay for it, it's 95% or 99% sure that it's actually original and authentic. On the second question that has to do with the firewalls that organizations need to put in place, I'm not going to mention any firewalls here because I'll be doing advert for them. And I'm not paid to do that. But the first rule is this. For those who really don't know basically what firewall is just like, say, a wall of fire. You know, so basically these are just your first line of defense that protects intruder from coming into your network. You know, and oftentimes a firewall is like, say you have a fence, this building has a fence, and you know, and the fence is on fire. So that fire basically provides the first line of defense. Once you see it, oh, that wall is on fire. It's not an ordinary fence. If it's an ordinary fence, I can scale it and jump in. But it's a fence that has so much fire, it's very hot. That means you want to just, it's going to provide my first line of defense that will deter you from coming. And it's a bit complex, basically, beyond this. I think the most important thing right now is basically, if you are running an organization, you should know that you must have something we call a perimeter security, where you put at the perimeter. There's also something we call building a DMZ, demilitarized zone, for your network. That is outside the scope of this. If there's any other thing that is going to take me deeper into this, then that will be some level of consultancy, and I don't think we're going into that now. Thank you so much.
All right, those are the two questions you have.
Those are the two questions.
I hope the audience are satisfied with the answer given. It's just one of the reasons why we're doing this, for us to know and be aware, and also be conscious of what we do. Those of us that has a lot of, iPad and or whatever, your phones, one division may even have 3 or 4 phones. So be conscious of what you're doing so that you'll not be hacked, and then you start crying at the end of it all. So that's one of the reasons why we're saying this. So please, your parting words.
My parting was so straight. Just make sure that, just understand the fact that you have an asset, and your assets are digital assets. Your PIN is an asset. Your password is an asset. Your money that you have in your account is actually an asset. And there are people out there that are ready to just collect it from you. And you must ensure that you are cybersecurity aware. Make sure you're cybersecurity aware. Make sure that whenever you're just doing any transaction on the World Wide Web, www, if it is not secure, don't proceed. So in other words, when you get to a point where it's asking you to put in your card details and your PIN, just look at the URL. If the URL did not change, or does not change from normal white to green, where you now see a padlock on your URL browser, if you don't see a padlock there, that means it's not secured. That means there's someone out there seeing everything you're doing. That means what you're doing is not encrypted. It's plain. All those things you're supplying, somebody is seeing it. But once you look at the URL, that's just a list at our level. Once you see that the URL bar has changed to maybe white to green, and there's a padlock, not opening padlock, a padlock that is actually locked, then you can say, yeah, at least I guarantee that whatever I'm doing right now is still safe. I can proceed. And most times when you get a warning that the site you're visiting is not secured, you are advised not to proceed. Please don't proceed. Some people will say, I want to proceed. If you proceed, then that means it's at your own expense, because you've actually been warned. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much. Before I bring a conclusion, something just came up my mind now. So what about these purchases we make through online? Because sometimes you give them the last 3 number of your ATM calendar. So how safe are they?
Okay, so a lot of them, some are safe, some are not safe. I've done a transaction online where I was expecting them to ask me for my token, because my token is my second level authentication. I didn't ask, and that means I just apply my card and my other thing. I just realized my transaction just went through. So, but right now that has been changed. So what we're saying is, first of all, confirm from your bank if you are doing a high volume transaction. If you're doing a high volume transaction, any money you cannot risk online, please make sure you talk to your bank first. Talk to your account officer. I want to do this transaction. If need be, I think it might cost you some level of charges. If need be, let it be routed through your bank. Because if it's routed through your bank will be responsible. But if you do it online yourself, you are liable. I'm talking about high volume transaction. Maybe you're doing transaction that is going to like 40 million, 20 million, 10 million. If you can afford to lose 1 million, it's not a, you know, it's not a risk to some people, but some people, even 20,000 is a big risk.
Yes.
So, but the most important thing is you just have to be sure if it does not require a solid level authentication, like a code coming in from your bank being generated to you, I would advise that you don't proceed. Because if my bank send me a code, then I can hold my bank liable because my bank actually send me the code to authorize it.
Exactly.
Does that mean bank, you know about it? You actually send me a code to authorize the payment. But I can tell you, there's really no website right now or no e-commerce site right now that will not allow you to get authenticated via your code, your token, or any other authentication. There is none right now. There's none. So but like we said, most of the e-commerce sites that allow you to just do it straight, check them very well. They are not on SSL. SSL means secure socket layer. It's not secured. So that means there is no HTTPS in it. It's just ordinary HTTP, which is what everybody uses. But once it is an e-commerce site, any e-commerce site must run on a secure socket layer. That means it must be HTTPS. So if it doesn't have that, please don't proceed, don't go ahead. But like I will say, also do this, also check reviews. A lot of people don't do it, they just buy. Also check review. You want to do anything on a particular website, go and check reviews, people's review about it. Okay. People that have written review, people that may have been defrauded, may have written some negative reviews about them. So once you read reviews, some people are really falling victim on this side, then please don't proceed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. I think you have really made this clear to everyone, at least at this point, having known that it's a wide topic. I believe that even myself, I'm really also gain a lot from what you have just said, so we're grateful. Well, our thanks go to the production crew, executive producer, audience seated here, and our viewers outside. Thank you for being there for us. And also our sponsors. We are really grateful that you will keep this program on air. We have done over 10 years, and because of you, thank you, we're grateful. And I want to call on artist Osifa to come sign out this program. Until I come your way again next week, same time, same station, please keep watching Vivid View. I am Achilles, the praying mother of the nation. Goodbye. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Whatever I think I could do it.
Go by name Moshifa. Listen. Mama cried over the night cause her little child don't go out. Steady granny, steady.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Come yo, wow, I'm not holding back. Get rid of my doubt, it's my only chance. They underrate me right from the bottom now. Oluwa lo kushe. Mo shano, inu palo. Mojoko sinu couch. Do I let it ride or do I get it right? I don't know. Juju Abala, the one way I know. If I start to yarn, they go say where you from.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Said I'm from, yeah. Kuro Maino, bossy major, Kuro Maino. Let's go. Oh, how I'm feeling. Listen. Labor, no be today job, got the favor.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Get patient, salam alaikum. Peace be unto you. I dey wish you well, make you wish me too. Moshana, ninu palo, mojoko sinu couch. Do I let it ride or do I get it right? I don't know. Juju Abala, the one way I know. If I start to
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
giving up on the place that I'm from. Yeah, yeah. Kuro maino, Kuro maino, Kuro maino, bossy major, Kuro maino. Oh, how I'm feeling, oh, how I'm feeling. Ere na wa ṣe, ere na wa ṣe. Ijó la gbede, ijó la.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.